Do you want to know something? Do you want to know? You have to watch the rest of this video because, you have to wonder. You really just truly have to wonder. So remember I told you about the dog Puerto, which they spent 1 point something million on, right? You'd be like, what the fuck did they spend 1.1 million on the Puerto, right? And guess what? That they knocked down loads of walls because it didn't fit in and they had to knock it down and they spent a godly amount of money knocking down walls and trying to get it into the fucking place, right? Then they didn't know how to use it, so they trained staff and they paid the staff to train to use it. And now they have it barely a year up and running. And all of a sudden, 14 million items have been printed. 14 million in 1 year. Ask yourself, and again, I think we done the maths, my editor done the maths for me. He estimates that about 1,700 trees. Oh, thereabouts. So basically cut down half of the fucking trees in the country. And listen to this next thing. For birthday cards, Christmas cards, sympathy cards, they were too fucking miserable to go out into the shop like you and me and to go and buy them. So they went and fucking printed them off the internet. Now, on €100,000 a year plus expenses. And you might be like, what was the cost? So, I tell you, child, €350,000 for the taxpayer to pay for them. That's only for printing. And in the schools, I tell you one thing before I move on to anything else. In the school, when I was at school, we had a limit. I think it was only €4,000 they were given for the whole school to print stuff. I think that was the limit as far as I remember. Probably up to the bit. But it was 4,000. That was all it was given for printing, for ink and things like that. That was all, and the school had to use that for a year. Imagine all the ink they used in that. And I wouldn't mind if it was for official documents and things like that. Birthday cards, what the fuck does that have anything to do with the dog printer? Like, let's be fair. What does that have? It's different as official. Like the 1960 proclamation, I understand that, putting out copies of that, right? That's understandable. But yeah, it's utterly ridiculous. Now listen to this: 86,000 Christmas cards, nearly 87,000 Christmas cards printed. So basically, they were too miserable to buy. And you talk about counting people being miserable. At least I went out and bought Christmas cards and things like that. They went and fucking printed them. The bollocks. And when we were probably sending them, they had to, because again, they can post anywhere in the country. They don't have to pay for postal stamps or anything like that. The taxpayer flips it. Isn't that great? Dollar expenses, great country. Oh no, it's 370,000. My apologies, 370,000. Yeah, it's not 350,000. Good God. But yeah, this is only a year. Let me just remind you, 2020 to 2021. And probably we're not counting this, but that's only for 1 year. Yeah. Is it good? Yeah, so 26,000. What the fuck? So 2,000 St. Patrick's Day cards must have been last year. 300 New Year's cards. Like, my God. It's not even funny. Other items include 4,000 copies, but that's I don't mind that. That's so understandable. 1960 proclamation. At least that's official government business. Congratulations card 2,500, 1,000 thank you card, 26,000 sympathy cards. They were too fucking miserable to go out and buy them on 100,000 a year. Like, fuck me. Most miserable cuts going. Like, I never say that straight. I say that straight because Christmas Day I always buy charity cards for charity. And the money goes to charity, particularly Cancer Society or whatever. They have Christmas cards at Christmas, and I always buy them. And I usually spend about €50 on a lot of Christmas cards. That's usually how much I spend. A good few packets of Christmas cards and send to friends and family. And that's good, but again, that's good with the cards. I go out and buy it because I like giving the money to charity at Christmas. And the nice cards, the charity cards are really, really nice. But yeah, these fuckers go and print them off the internet. It's ridiculous. So 20 million copies were printed. And just to say, Eamon Ryan, where's Eamon Ryan? Where's the Green Party? I voted the Green Party. Well, I didn't vote the Green Party. But where's the Green Party? The environment. Look at this. 1,000 trees. They have to cut down a fucking big forest. In County, more or less a big forest. They're going to Killikeen Forest Park out there. That's probably the same amount of trees that's there. And they cut them all down and fucking use it to print off shit off their computer instead of buying it. Like, and again, and these scream out about the environment. I wouldn't mind, but I'd love to see about the Green Party. Eamon Ryan's probably nearly putting out daily here. He's probably asleep half the time, but he's probably putting down copies of, I don't know, Snoozy Snooze or something like that. But yeah, the Green Party, where's the Green Party? The Green Party in government. You think Eamon Ryan will be up in the door now, calling an emergency meeting in the door and saying, this is an outrageous thing, and getting Greta Thunberg over from Sweden and saying, how dare you ruin my childhood? And you think they'd be all in the Green Party up in arms and be saying, oh, we're going to bring down the government, this is a disgrace, wasting this much paper and the environment needs saving. But we're going to tax the only working person, and we're not going to tax ourselves, even though we're like that's more pages than you and I are going to use in a year. What about me writing the TDs? That's more pages than I am going to use in a year. 30 million. Like fuck me. Where are they getting try and understand this, please. Somebody, because it's not understandable. But yeah, listen to this now. A good friend Willie, who has the hash in Limerick, he printed 77,000 copies. Now, where the fuck was Willie? What's he putting? Where he's going to put the drugs, or what's the fucking story here? Like 77,000 in 1 year. Like fuck me, Willie. Willie, you've been there since God was a gossip in the door. I know it's a new tile in the door, but Jesus Christ, Willie, you do have to go fucking ham and the point. Like 70, like it's ridiculous. Independent TD Mikey Headway, like Mikey Headway should know a bit better. I would say that 55,000 pages. Nia Collins 365,000 pages. Like, I don't even think the House of Commons in England, even though they're a bigger country, like I don't even think they would, whatever. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's just not even funny. You put in cowards and explain, the coward therefore. But it's not the point. Again, it's not the point. The taxpayer has to flip the bill for them. I'm sure to God they can afford to pay. Or have their own printer in their own office, and I'm sure they can go out and buy their own ink. Again, it's a lot of money. The 300,000 could go to better use. I'm sure you'd agree. Especially because, I had to go and actually buy copies to write to all the members of the workers. I didn't go to the government and say, to the local authority and say, you should look at, I'm doing it to promote County Cavan, flip the bill for me. I have to pay it out of my own pocket. I'm paying 300 and something out of my own pocket, but I'm not going to the taxpayer and saying, flip the bill for me. I wouldn't be seen dead do that. But that's what I'm doing. Again, I have some morals. at the end of the day. Business letters and business cards. Brian Cowan, our good friend Brian Cowan, spent 5,200 business cards. He's putting them off the door. Who God fucking only knows what the fuck to say about this crack. Darrell Cleary, the good minister. Covell loves the party and all the rest of that. Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? Just to say, I had to read this. Sorry. Who ordered 8,800 items must have been printed there. She said in only 37 days in office. It's crazy after the golf game, him involved. What the fuck can you say about this crack? What what can you say? And I wouldn't mind, but where's Eamon Ryan? He's over in America now on his jet. I don't know. You have to cry. You laugh and cry at the same time. What can you say? And the next thing that come out of the man in the door in the back, they'll be like, the environment, we need to up the carbon tax. The environment is going. And then 10 seconds later, they in the door putting up with 50 million sheets. I wonder how Eamon Ryan, I wish I were to see how much Eamon Ryan, he probably has over 100,000 or something put to that. All that put the was 1,700 trees. So basically they fucked all the trees out of half of Cavan and just put the sheets. God knows, I put them birthday cards because they're that miserable they won't go out and buy. Because at least if the cards are on the shelf, they're already out printed and knocked down, and they wouldn't be wasting as much paper. But yeah, they're too miserable. They're miserable fuckers. And you talk about me being miserable. You see, they proved my point. But yeah, mean fuckers. That's all I say. And all on the expense of you and I. Isn't that great?